Hello everyone! So it is another Friday, it is 10 a.m. UK time and it's another Friday live Ask Us Anything. And so it's going to be a really fun one today. I've cleared a bit of space because I am going to talk about the incredible verbs we have in English where we use our two legs. Now we all know the verbs to walk. Let's get up. So obviously, there we go. So obviously to walk, just to walk, nice and easy. And then obviously we run. Again, nice and easy. To run, to run. Okay, but I want to talk about the other verbs we have. So for example, you're in a park and you're just strolling. You're not, there's no rush, there's no hurry. You're just strolling along, enjoying your walk. So that's a lovely word to use instead of to walk. It's to stroll. Now, if you are in a rush and you have to move quickly, well, you can run, but you can also bolt. You suddenly bolt around. You suddenly got to move really, really fast and bolt. Head out the door. Hurry out. You've just got to bolt. You've got to run. So that's another verb you can use to run. Now, another favorite of mine is we skip. So it's there's a bit of hop and it's walking and hopping. It's just skip. So it's a bit of a dancing walk. And then we have similar to stroll, but it's to saunter. So you saunter, you've got a bit of arrogance to yourself. You're sauntering down the road. I own the road. The street is mine. I am sauntering. I don't have a particular place to go. I don't have any rush. There's no hurry. I'm just sauntering. I've got my time and I am, the king of the street, the queen of the street. I'm just sauntering. The next word is, which you probably know, it's between the walk and the run. And, it's our daily exercises. So when we go jogging, we jog. It's our daily exercise. Get the blood pumping, the heart going. Yeah? It's just a jog. So it's obviously, it's quite a controlled run. The arms go, the legs go. That's to jog. But then, sorry if that made a noise. How I like to go down when I'm shopping, when I'm walking a lot of the time, I stride. Not so much now I have had a baby, but before I don't like walking slowly, so I stride. So it's that very quick walk. You walk with purpose. You stride. You know where you are going. You know you have a reason to go to where you are going. You are striding along, enjoying your walk with purpose. Okay. The opposite of that is when you have no purpose, or you maybe have a place to go, you are taking as long as possible to get there. I had hoped that Emily would come and join me because she is an excellent example of this word, but she is enjoying playing with her toys for once, so we're not going to play with fire and try and bring her over here. But to dawdle. To dawdle is when you take as long as possible to go somewhere. So, for example, Emily, who has just come here, is a perfect example of dawdling. When she takes it, she has, of course, gone very fast there. But when we are on the street and I am trying to get her from A to B, she dawdles. It takes a very long time to get anywhere. Very interested in, oh, look, there's a leaf. Oh, look, there's an insect. Oh, look, there's a mask on the floor. People do leave their masks now everywhere. And she just dawdles. That is to dawdle. And then Another opposite, which happens in the army a lot, is we march, march, march. So it's obviously soldiers. Is Emily going to come and march? No, she's not. But it's a very controlled, like jogging, but it's much more energetic. Oh, she is. And it's a very, it's like the army, you know, we march, left, right, okay? The next one is when you need to escape somewhere and, you know, you are escaping from danger, okay? So it's very scary. So you flee, you run for your life, you flee. Okay, it's when you are running so fast because you are scared. And so you flee and you escape because you are scared for your life. That is to flee. Now, another one where you are running fast is to dash, left, right, to dash. Okay? That is just to move very fast, to run very fast to a place. Yes, but it's not, you're not escaping from danger, you're just running very, very fast. And it's one very quick movement. So to dash out the door is when you realize you're late, and you have to dash out the door without a moment to lose. Now, I'm not quite, this one I wrote because it's a great word, but it's hard to demonstrate. So to hover. So if Emily is playing with something I don't want her to play with, or maybe something that she wants to play with and I'll let her, or for example, she'll go on the sofa and I'll hover. I'll just hover here because I don't want her falling off. So I'm hovering. I'm not, you know, I'm one side, oh, no, we're not going to do jump. This is jumping, to jump. Yeah, or to bounce. We can also say to jump or to bounce. But we hover. So when we're a bit worried about something and we're not quite sure if she will be okay, we hover. Now, a lot of insects hover. So for example, a fly might be, or a mosquito might be hovering by your ear. Or, you know, birds can hover when they're technically you should really be in the air and hovering, but obviously we can't be in the air because we don't levitate. Are you following Mama? So we're hovering. The next word is very similar to dawdle. Or just walking slowly, it's amble, to amble along, to enjoy your walk. It's not quite the same as dawdle because dawdle has that negative connotation where we're waiting for someone to hurry up, you know. Come on, Emily, stop dawdling, is what I often say. But to amble is when we're enjoying our walk, like strolling. We're enjoying it, but we're walking slowly, we're just enjoying the moment. It's to amble. And then the next one, which Emily doesn't do. Actually, she does a lot because she is on her tiptoes, actually. So at the bottom of our feet, we have our toes. So if we go on the top of our feet, if we don't have our ankles touching the ground, we tiptoe. Okay, so which Emily is doing. Yeah, you're doing that and you're tiptoeing. Okay, and this is when we want to be very, very quiet. Don't want to make noise, so we tiptoe. The opposite is when we don't care if we make noise and we stomp 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 and we stomp. It's when we make a lot of noise and we stomp on the ground and we stomp on the ground. Oh, we don't care. I don't actually have neighbours below, so it's fine. People don't really stomp up the stairs when they're unhappy. They stomp, stomp, stomp. Because they're not happy people. It's when we're very noisy. And then the final two are a lot of people. I don't do this, I'm afraid. I'm not a very exercise person. but a lot of people go to the mountains and they hike. So it's when you're walking up mountains or going for long walks, you're hiking. Okay, so you've got hiking boots, sometimes hiking sticks, walking sticks, and you hike. It's when you go for a long walk or exercise, and there's normally, hills or mountains involved. When it's not quite so energetic, my kind of nice walk in the countryside is to wander. Again, it's like strolling, it's like ambling, but to wander. So to wander, one of my favorite holidays was in Rome, where my friend and I, it was our third time we visited. We'd done all the tourist things. We had eaten so much ice cream, so much pasta, that we decided to wander around the old city. And we just wandered. We didn't take our maps. We didn't see where we were going. We just enjoyed the walk. Oh, that's a nice road to walk down. We'll just walk down that road. It's a very pleasant, very enjoyable wander. It wasn't with a particular place to go. It was very relaxed. It was enjoyable. And as you see, Emily is practicing. I'm not quite sure what you're practicing there. Are you practicing tiptoeing or skipping or running? I mean, there's a bit of, this is an Emily walk. It's a very specific toddler walk. So that is my, I'm just going to come on my knees and I bet she'll keep on going around me. Oh, no, Emily wants to come. So those are my verbs, and there are many more, but those are just the start of some of the verbs, and I would love to have some examples from you when you could use to amble, to stroll, to stomp, to dawdle, or to flee, or to stride. Any of those, I would love to see some examples below of you using these verbs. But most importantly, remember, in English and in life, you always need to walk before you can run. So that's all from me and Emily on this lovely Friday morning. Bye for now.